So for 8 years, I started as a customer service or call center agent. Then I got promoted twice. So I used to be a quality assurance analyst. Then for my last position sa BPO, I was handling a team of 26 headcounts. So basically, I was a call center team leader. Before naman ako nag-transition sa work from home or freelancing, I can say na parang na-fulfill ko na lahat nung goals ko dun sa corporate. So, nung umalis ako doon, parang technically nag-retire na ako sa corporate, masasabi ko na wala na akong regrets. So, meron akong 2 months maternity leave. During the time, yun din yung nag-start yung ASBA Batch 29 for Elite. So, nag-enroll ako. Then, ginamit ko rin yung portion ng maternity benefit ko, since bayad naman na lahat from SSS, ginamit ko siya sa pag-enroll. Hi everyone! So my name is Megan and I currently work as an Amazon SEO specialist or Amazon listing optimization specialist for one of the agencies in the United States. Then prior to working from home, I used to be in the BPO industry. So for 8 years, I started as a customer service or call center agent. Then I got promoted twice. So I used to be a quality assurance analyst. Then for my last position sa BPO, I was handling a team of 26 headcounts. So basically, I was a call center team leader.
Mataas na pala posisyon mo nung nag-work ka sa call center.
Medyo parang part na rin siya ng mid-management or part of the leadership team.
Would you say that you enjoyed your life being a team leader in a call center setup or in a corporate?
Definitely, na-enjoy ko rin naman siya, especially that 8 years din ako totally sa corporate and hindi naman siya yung parang na-stagnant ako. Although, syempre yung stress level, yung position mo nagle-level up din yung responsibility and stress level mo. It was a roller coaster ride, but it was fulfilling. But before naman ako nag-transition sa work from home or freelancing, I can say na parang na-fulfill ko na lahat nung goals ko dun sa corporate. So, nung umalis ako doon, parang technically nag-retire na ako sa corporate, masasabi ko na wala na akong regrets.
Ano ba yung goal ni Megan? Ano ba yung gusto niya when it comes to her career, mag-level up? How do you see yourself 5 to 10 years? Ano bang ginagawa mo?
Sure thing. Siyempre, definitely, I want to be yung parang kagaya din ng iba na once na nag-settle down ka na is yung meron kayong financial and time freedom. So, aside from that, siyempre gusto ko, before ako dumating sa point na yun is na-fulfill ko na lahat ng career goals ko. Gusto ko ulit mag-set up or mag-build ng team from scratch. In the future, gusto ko rin magkaroon ng sariling team for e-commerce, mga ganyan, or mag-set up ng agency, or mag-business din as an Amazon seller. Yun yung reason kung bakit actually ako nag-decide na mag-freelance na, since one is na-fulfill ko naman lahat na ng goals ko as a corporate employee. Number 2 kasi, there was a unfortunate event na nangyari sa akin back in 2022 of December as to why I decided na, sige, it's about time na parang kailangan ko na talagang mag-start nitong mag-freelancing.
I'm happy because all of your goals, diba, very aligned siya kung nasaan ka ngayon, no? And I can feel that you have that clarity kung ano yung gusto mong gawin in the future. If I may ask, or if may the viewer would know, ano ba yung parang hindi magandang experience yung naranasan mo sa corporate? And is this reason ba kung bakit ka nag-transition?
Yes. Actually, what happened was, back in 2020 pa, or during pandemic, or nakikita ko na, or nagkakaroon na ako ng idea about freelancing. So, back then, si Nikki B pa, yung mga naging interviews, yung mga ganon. So, yun yung actually coping mechanism ko during pandemic. But, during that time kasi, early 20s pa lang ako. Wala pa ako talagang urge para work from home kasi feeling ko malungkot, sa bahay ka lang, tapos during that time, mag-isa lang ako sa apartment. So, medyo parang nakakataas siya ng anxiety. But, yun nga, after ilang years, syempre, life happens. Nandun na yung na-promote ka sa supervisor. Dumadating na yung, since supervisor ka kasi, nahihirapan kang mag-limit or mag-set ng boundaries between your personal life and your work eh. Especially, dumating ako sa point na parang kakagising mo lang, hindi ka pa nagkakape, nag-work ka na. Kasi, once na magsabi sa'yo na absent sila, mga ganon, technically, once malaman mo yun eh, di mo na maiiwasan na parang planuhin na yung day-to-day operation nyo from the time na nagsabi na, okay, may absent, kailangan mo nang i-manage yung capacity ng team nyo and mga ganyan. And then, dumating na ako sa point na parang nababurnout na ako at the same time na hindi ko na ma-set yung limit or yung boundaries. And yung pinaka-turning point was nung I actually lost my baby. So, yun, through ectopic pregnancy. So, syempre, nandun na rin yung stress and yung mga ganyan. During the time na nag-maternity ako, dun ko na naisip na it's about time na mag-start na talaga ako kung ano talaga yung gusto ko. Kasi naisip ko na rin that time was, kahit na hybrid yung setup kasi namin sa office nun, yung partner ko kasi nasa province, ako nag-work sa BGC sa Manila. So, syempre, maisip mo kung natuloy man yun, diba? Natuloy man si baby, mahirapan yung setup namin. And maging kagaya lang din kami ng iba na, yun nga, magsasacrifice o makompromise yung health or yung tulog mo, tapos uuwi-uwi ka pa every week para makita lang yung family mo. Technically, yung mga ganun na parang nabivisualize mo na siya kung natuloy ba si baby. So, yun yung naisip namin na maybe there was a reason why it happened, as well as baka yun din yung para mas maging prepare kami in the future. It's about time na siguro na we work on the things na or on the setup na gusto namin in the future, which is work from home, financial and time freedom. As to why kami ng partner ko, nag-decide kami na mag-freelancing.
Nako, Megan, super matinding yakap for the hug.
Okay.
I know it must be very, very challenging for you to experience that, no? Walang babaeng gustong maranasan yung ganon. The burnout sa work habang dala-dala yung baby. So talagang, saludo ako na ngayon lumalaban ka pa din. Patuloy ka pa din lumalaban together with your partner. And maybe freelancing was the way to solve things out or mas easy sa inyo in terms of work and in terms of earning money. I'd like to know, si partner mo, who's also doing the same thing na din ba, freelancing?
Yes, he's already doing freelancing now. Di ba na-mention ko rin sa ito before. But currently, hindi pa siya ASBA. But hopefully, sa next batch, mag-enroll na din siya for ASBA. He's also an Amazon VA, but for product research. Ako kasi sa ibang niche ako napunta.
Ayun na.
Yeah. So, yun actually yung advantage nung pag-enroll ko sa ASBA was parang na-extend ko yung knowledge, yung community, yung parang nuggets na nakuha ko sa ASBA. So, na-extend namin sa kanya. So, instead na parang nangangapa-ngapa din siya, ako, nauna ako sa ASBA, na-apply ko siya sa akin, then, na-guide ko rin siya. Or maging part din siya ng community natin soon.
Ang galing. Maraming ganyang couples, ganyan ng story, at lalo na laging babae ang nauuna. Oops! Promise, I can drop a lot of names. Talagang, diba? Tayong mga women, go-getter. Kailan ka nag-start? Anong month ka nag-start sa ASBA?
Last January, doon ako nag-enroll as elite. So, nag-decide na ako elite talaga kasi pinag-compare ko yung advanced and elite. And inisip ko kasi meron akong tendency na kapag walang due date, walang pressure, minsan kasi ang tendency nun is mag-procrastinate. Parang tinake advantage ko na yung 2-month maternity leave na instead ka ako na parang maglugmok ako, or malungkot lang ako. So, I decided na i-take advantage kung ano muna yung meron ako during that time. So, meron akong 2-month maternity leave. So, yun yung during the time. Yun din yung nag-start yung ASBA Batch 29 for Elite. So, yun, nag-enroll ako. Then, ginamit ko rin yung portion ng maternity benefit ko since bayad naman na lahat from SSS, ginamit ko siya sa pag-enroll.
Please, no, hindi mo, like, pinanggastos sa iba, talagang pinanggastos mo siya sa skills mo na I know that will be beneficial for you sa pag-grow ng finances mo and matuloy na talaga yung gusto mong pangarap na maging freelancer.
Right.
How was the experience inside the ASBA community, the elite? Nung nag-join ka, sorry, tama ba, na umalis ka na sa corporate or still with corporate and you're studying the module?
Yeah, I was still in the corporate. Under maternity leave ako that time. Pagbalik ko, doon na kasi ako napag-decide na umalis na talaga. Pagbalik ko, parang normal lang din yung life ng iba. Parang mahirapan na naman ako set yung boundaries and all, yung mga ganyan. So, doon ako nag-decide na finally ako naman muna. So, it's about time na mag-explore. I wanted to grow outside of my comfort zone na rin. And at the same time, mai-set ko na kung ano yung life na gusto ko. So, nag-resign ako noon. I rendered for 2 months. out of courtesy na rin sa manager ko na syempre mahirapan mag-transition kasi syempre nag-handle ako ng team and line of business kasi during that time. So ayoko naman yung parang ura-urada is aalis ako without a proper transition, yung mga ganyan. So sabi ko sa manager ko, magre-resign ako for 2 months or magre-render ako for 2 months para medyo smooth yung transition. After that, 2 months nagpahinga ako after resignation ko na noon. So, bale, parang after graduation namin sa Elite, may 4 months akong pahinga. 2 months for rendering, then 2 months for pahinga lang talaga. Then, come last year, siguro nung June yata ako nag-start mag-apply. 2 weeks lang actually na nakapag-land na ako ng client. Kasi, optimize yung profile ko. Yun kasi yung strategy ko during that time. Kasi diba yung iba, doon lang sila sa isang job website. And so, ang ginawa ko, parang diversify ko yung application ko. Nag-try ako sa Upwork, sa OLJ. Sa dalawa na yun, medyo hindi ako swerte. Siguro probably saturated na, mga ganyan. Pero sa LinkedIn kasi, from time to time, kahit na nang nasa corporate ako, nakakuha ako ng inbound leads. So, ang ginawa ko, in-optimize ko siya as an Amazon VA. April pa noon, may work pa ako or nagre-renter pa ako. Meron na actually nag-reach out sa akin. If meron na akong 40 hours a week, sabi ko during that time, hindi pa ako available. Nung nag-apply na ako, nung June, for 2 weeks, nag-apply ako. Unfortunately, hindi napapansin yung cover letter ko, yung mga applications ko. So, ang ginawa ko, binalikan ko siya. Piniyam ko siya ulit dun sa LinkedIn. And fortunately, open pa yung position. And ayun, in-interview na niya ako. Tapos, pinag-take ako ng assessment. Tsaka yung parang sample copywriting dun sa product
What
listing.
niche is this?
Generally, siya actually for Amazon. Hindi ko rin alam. Pero, actually, 1 month lang ako sa kanya. Walang structured na SOP or kung ano talaga yung work nyo. 3 kaming na-hire na hindi namin alam na kung ano talaga yung work during that time. So, magulo pa talaga or hindi stable yung company. Pero from there, dun ko actually natutunan yung product research and development or parang pati na rin supplier sourcing dun. So, dun ako napag-hands-on. And especially yung pinaka-niche ko ngayon, yung listing optimization. Or dun ko siya na-experience ng hands-on talaga. Kahit na 1 month pa lang ako doon, to be honest, yun yung parang nag-open sa akin ng doors kung nasaan ako ngayon.
I love it. I love your share where you started yung nag-step out ka sa comfort zone. A lot of us humans, some may be scared, diba, to do things that aren't usual. Pero nandun pala yung mga rewards na pwedeng mangyari na change to something that we all wanted in our lives. Talagang kailangan merong baguhin sa sarili natin. And ang swerte mo, talagang may nag-PM sa'yo sa LinkedIn. And malaking bagay ang LinkedIn, no? Basta optimize and maraming connects ka, diba? Sa same Amazon VA na people, eventually meron talaga nagme-message sa'yo. And thank you also for being transparent na 1 month ka lang sa una mong client. And that happens to a lot of us.
True.
Ang importante, would you agree na magkaroon ka lang ng unang client at tuloy-tuloy ka na magkaka-client?
Definitely. Yung iba kasi, ang fear nila is yung parang na-attach sila dun sa idea na dapat yung first client ko, siya na talaga yung the one, or dapat maging long-term ko tong client ko. For me kasi, since freelancing to, we cannot expect na stable tayo sa isang client. What you can stabilize is your skills or ikaw mismo. To be honest with you, parang since then, since na-hire ako, pinakamatagal na talaga na wala akong client at all was 3 days. So, since then, parang tuloy-tuloy 6 clients. Pero, meron doon ako na parang nag-ghost ako after kuhanin yung mga product research leads ko. Meron na hindi talaga ako kinakausap. As in, chat lang kami. So, edi, ano na sila, X na. Pero for 2 weeks or 1 to 2 weeks lang dapat. Dapat may limit ka and parang papakiramdaman mo yung mga ganun. Pero yung the rest naman, umabot naman ng mga ilang months. Tapos yung currently ko yung pinaka medyo stable or pinaka matagal since part siya ng or somewhat startup agency. Yan.
I love na yung very honest ka, no? It's not everyday Christmas in freelancing. Meron talagang clients come and go. Yan, talagang hindi yan mga maiiwasan. The only thing that we can control is ourselves. How we are committed, diba? If we are doing the work, daily routines, mga ganyan. My next question sa you, sa mga kwento mo, sa mga experiences sa clients that come and go, kung may makukuha ka mang valuable lesson from that, Ano yun?
Siguro is to manage your expectation, to calculate your risk din, and wag kang maging attached dun sa idea na ay forever na kami ni client, a freelancer ka and individual contractor ka, so wala talaga silang parang, kahit sabihin mo, no matter how good your relationship with them, if hindi na talaga feasible for their business, darating talaga sa point na mag-end working relationship nyo. Kasi na-experience ko siguro siya twice or thrice na, as in yung kung hindi ako yung aalis, ako yung tatanggalin nila. But it's okay. It's normal. As long as meron kang backup plans, optimize na yung profile mo, and you know how to bounce back, then makaka-survive ka. So for me, ang tip ko, especially those na sa first year pa lang, is since yung freelancing naman mas okay in terms of salary versus a normal type ng job, so since nasa bahay din tayo, technically yung earnings natin is mas mataas and yung savings. So instead na parang mag-invest ka agad sa mga big purchases, why not i-save mo yun for emergency purposes in case mawalan ka ng client? Also to reinvest sa mga courses para makapag-upskill ka. Which is ganun kasi yung ginagawa namin ng partner ko. Kaya technically wala pa kaming mga shiny shimmering na fruit of labor, but rather nag-stabilize kami, and para ma-stabilize namin yung skill set, and kami mismo as freelancers, kailangan namin mag-set up ng emergency funds as well as mag-upskill and mag-reinvest sa mga courses.
I love it! Tingin ko na sa tamang tao ka.
Feeling ko naman din.
Diba? You guys are both financially literate. You guys know where to put your money, yung drawers nyo. You also have, na-allot nyo siya kung saang may education that can grow your money. Diba? Yeah.
True.
Nakakatuwa naman, Megan, that if I may share to the viewers that nag-meet lang kami ni Megan face-to-face sa BGC at noong time na
Sa mini-meet up.
oo, wala ka pang client noon, di ba? Like, lahat may client na, tapos siya wala pa noon. Can you tell to us yung experience nung meet-up?
Yun actually, yung isa sa mga na-appreciate ko sa ASWA is yung community itself. Di ba, syempre sa mga community, lalo na kapag puro seasoned na or puro may experience, sometimes may intimidate ka eh. Lalo na kapag student ka pa that time. Student pa ako kasi nung nag-meet up kami sa BGC, kasama sila Nina and yung ibang mga coaches. During that time, medyo may social anxiety ako since kakagaling ko lang sa maternity leave. At the same time, naisip ko baka ma-intimidate lang ako kasi puro sila mga experience na talaga and may mga clients. Hininga ko na lang, parang in-overcome ko na lang yung social anxiety ko na parang inisip ko na lang yung opportunity ko kasi to network, 'di ba? From mga experience talaga na VAs, kung para makuha ko ng mga tips, especially yung mga struggles, kung normal pa ba yun, maka-confirm ko from them. Yun actually yung nangyari. Fortunately, pumunta talaga ako and marami ako nakilala. Sila Nina, sila Jelay, and other mga VAs na talaga na yung mga struggles talaga, mga shinare namin sa isa't isa, it's normal pala talaga, especially kapag nag-uumpisa ka pa lang. May mga makuha ka pa ibang tips na, yung iba, nag-start sa gantong agency, nag-start muna sa gantong rate, then from there, kahit sabihin mo na hindi pa siya ganun premium rate, okay lang. As long as makakuha naman ng some experience and knowledge, magagamit mo na yun once natapos na yung contract nyo ng client mo. So, it was actually fun. Not just fun, but madami akong natutunan during the mini meet-up lang na yun.
Yay! And I'm so happy, no? After kasi ng ASBO Connects, ayan, nag-exchange kami ng mga Facebooks. Biglang mga ilang days or months ata lang yun, few months or days, bigla na lang nag-post si Megan na, yay, meron na siyang client.
True.
Yeah.
Yan.
So happy na finally, 'di ba? And yes, in this community, 'di ba? Kahit wala man namang client, meron ka, as long as you have that grit, you have that, you're a sponge and you're willing to absorb the new learnings that you need to gain. Nga, lagi sinasabi dito sa ASVA, Amaze Nation, that if you're surrounded, 'di ba, with like-minded people, kung anong ginagawa nila, anong mindset nila, mahahawa ka natin. Yeah.
Agree.
And yes, and for those of you guys who are watching right now and aspires to be an Amazon VA, go to our description box below. Meron dong ebook, free ebook. Just sign up there, your name, your email address, and we will send you your free ebook. So, mabalik tayo sa'yo, Megan. From the beginning, diba, in your corporate, it was very stressful, and then that experience that happened to your baby. And now, finally, nahanap mo na what you like to do, also with your partner, kung ano yun na yung mga gusto niyong gawin in life in terms of how did your life change?
Hindi lang naman for me, for my partner din. Kasi, number one for me, ang nabago is, or very life-changing, is finally, meron na akong option. Actually, I'm an undergraduate. So, parang feeling ko that time na corporate or call center lang yung option ko. Otherwise, kung mag-work ako sa labas, probably I won't earn decently or kailangan ko munang tapusin pag-aaral ko. So, as to why hindi ako makaalis nun. But now, it was life-changing for me na meron na akong option outside corporate. And hindi ko na kailangan magpuyat kasi hindi na ako night shift ngayon. So, one of my negotiables na is yung I work on a regular hours or day shift or flexible time. As for my partner, nagkaroon din siya ng option kasi before he was working abroad or sa Japan. Now, he has an option to work or to have a decent life nang hindi nag-abroad. So, those are actually, di pa siya something big or we might consider it as something life-changing na for us. Yung mga ibang success naman namin, those are work in progress. But so far, yun yung pinaka-life-changing.
May it be big or small, lahat ng wins ay win talaga siya. What I'm trying to say. I'm happy na ikaw ay parang together with your partner, diba? And in your journey to grow together. And marami pa pwede mangyari, no, in the future. Ano namang message mo sa mga viewers right now who are in corporate tapos gusto mag-transition sa freelance?
Siguro you can start identifying your whys. Yung sinasabi natin biggest why. Kasi syempre sa freelancing, ibang-iba yung culture, ibang-iba yung industry na to sa corporate. Syempre, may hirap kasi na parang gusto mo lang mag-transition just because nakita mo yung iba na they're thriving sa freelancing but not everyone is for freelancing actually. So you can start with ano ba talaga yung goal ko para pag dumating ka sa point na na-experience mo yung mga challenges and nakita mo na ay iba pala talaga sa corporate, wala ka dito kasing comfort zone at the same time yung stability. Once na meron ka kasing urge or yun nga, biggest why, yun yung parang maging reason mo to continue. At the same time, i-manage yung expectations, especially sa umpisa. Hindi siya yung, tapos na yung course ko, ito na yung 6 digits, ito na yung client. Hindi siya ganon. So, i-manage yung expectation, then calculate yung risk. Huwag agad-agad umalis sa corporate. Nag-resign man ako nang wala pa akong client, doesn't mean na from blank slate yon. 2 years in the making siya bago ako nag-resign. Natapos ko na yung mga dapat kong tapusin and then optimize na yung profile ko. Uupuan ko na lang, applyan ko na lang. So, yun, calculate muna natin yung risk and mag-ipon ng emergency funds para kapag dumating yung point na mahirapan talaga tayo makapag-obtain ng client, hindi tayo mangangarag na bumalik ulit sa corporate or medyo nangangarag na tayo na wala na tayong client or wala pa tayong client and all.
I love it! Thank you for your ultimate advice, diba? Sa mga gustong lumipat sa freelancing na mas meron pa silang choices na mag-earn at home. Sa someone naman na tulad ng experience mo kanina that nagkakaroon ka ng mga short-term clients, diba? Ano naman message mo sa mga short-term clients na mga freelancers naman?
For me, siguro okay lang yon na especially for first year mo, hindi mo kailangan muna na, or wag kang magmadali, na kailangan ito na agad yung income ko once nagkaroon ako ng client, or ito na dapat yung niche ko. Kasi ako, to be honest, yung salary ko ngayon, na same lang din ang salary ko sa corporate. Although doon, ang makakompare ko naman was, it took me 8 years bago ko maging salary yon and 2 promotions. But dito kasi ilang months lang, yun na yung salary ko. Pero bago ako mapunta sa ganung setup na okay yung salary, okay yung shift, dumaan mo na sa point na hindi ko alam kung anong niche ko talaga, hindi pa okay yung rate, and hindi pa okay yung client. So, yung mga struggles nyo, okay lang yan, and darating din yung point na mababaon nyo yan para in the future, mas better na yung position nyo.
Correct. Everyone has their own journey. Yung mga small things na nararanasan natin with client, kahit hindi pa nga yun yung niche na gusto natin, di ba? Meron at meron tayong mababaon, like new learnings and adding something to our work.
True.
Thank you so much, Megan, for being our guest. Sobrang inspiring na mga message mo. And dami mong napagdaanan. But still, you are here and still thriving. Ayan. My last question to you, Megan, is, are you a proud member of ASVA?
Sure, I'm definitely proud to be part of this community. I'm proud to be Amazon Nation member.
Yay! Thank you so much, Megan. And thank you so much, guys, for watching up until this moment. See you next time. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to know more about freelancing, follow us on our Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, and Instagram page. And if you have any inquiries, just contact the number on your screen. This is your Amaze Nation brand ambassador, Nina, and with Amaze Nation, we provide life-changing learning for extraordinary living. See you next time.